Okay guys, welcome back to another video. So we're going to be talking about Apple's new iMacs. Yeah, I don't physically have this product with me, so we're really just going to be talking about it. I'm giving my personal thoughts and opinions, as well as information to kind of get you caught up with the latest and greatest when it comes to the iMac. So let's hop right into it. Alright, so let's talk about the design first, right? And to start off, it's a really thin device, right? There's very little thickness to it. It's less than an inch. I don't remember the exact measurement specifically, but it's so thin, like you cannot fit a headphone jack in the front of it because like it'll be too, like it's so thin you wouldn't be able to fit a headphone jack in the front. So you got to do it on the side. Just adds a little bit of perspective, I guess. I don't know if that helps, but yeah, very thin on the sides. Just like last year, a lot of the computer itself is sort of in that chin towards the bottom of the screen, and then you know of course have the screen above it. I think it's pretty visually pleasing, right? It's a nice, easy to use looking machine, to say the least, right? Towards the back, it's for the most part kind of just metal. You have the Apple logo in the back, obviously, but for the most part, it really is just a metal surface. You got some different charging ports you could use them as, or data transfer ports. You have the one power button for the device itself, and then right through the actual stand is where you would plug in the connector to plug it into the wall. This is not a mobile machine. It doesn't have a battery in there. So this is something that you would have sitting at your desk, right? And you just plug it straight into the wall and you can use it just like that. All right, now for a couple little specifications. The screen itself, measured diagonally from the top to bottom corner, is about 23.5 inches. Apple's marketing does say around 24 inches, but specifically it's about 23.5 inches. The front camera, the FaceTime camera, is just a 1080p camera, which is a little disappointing. I would prefer something a little bit nicer than that, but it is a 1080p camera. It also comes equipped with 5 different microphones for awesome audio quality, as well as different speakers throughout the device to give you a nice surround sound type feel. Alright, also part of design, let's talk about the colors, right? There's a couple different colors. It really does kind of remind me of I don't even remember the name of it, that one iMac. I'll put up a picture if I can find one. But, those original, like, colorful iMacs, remember those? Those are pretty awesome. So it really does remind me of that, just from all the different bright colors. So if we look at them here, we have green, which is a very, it's green. It's pretty recognizable. We have yellow, which it's kind of a darker shade of yellow. The front is, because it's weird, because like the back and the front are different colors, but overall it's kind of a darkish mustard type yellow, I guess is the best way to describe it. Orange is not, it's orangey. It's kind of like a I don't know, it's like orange with some white, right? It's not pure orange. It's definitely orange mixed with a bit of white in there. For the pink, not red, sorry. I would call it red personally. It does not look that pink to me. The front looks pink, however the back is definitely a much more red color, right? And it's weird because like with pink and red shades, you really don't know what you're getting. Like every year they change when it comes to Apple, so it really just kind of depends, right? Next is purple. It's definitely purple. It's a pretty dark looking purple. The front is kind of like a lavender type shade, and then the back is a darker shade of purple. I would almost consider it blue. And then our next color actually is blue. And so you'll see it's like the front is a good light blue, cloud blue, I guess, sky blue, and then the dark is a good, not midnight, because midnight is its own separate color and it's like a blackish blue. This one's more of like just a dark blue, right? Nothing fancy, just a dark blue. And then lastly we have silver. Yeah, I would call it white. I don't know why they had to say everything else as the name of the color and then just have silver. But yeah, it's white. Basically everything looks the same front and back. That's white, man. All right, let's next talk about the processor, right? Because it's a device, it's new by Apple, it's got to have a new processor in it. So for those of you who do not know, not the original iMac, but the latest iMac before this one actually was equipped with the M1 chip, and so it hasn't been updated for 2 different years. And we were like, okay, what's going on, right? Like, it's got to be, like, it was completely left in the dust. I would not have recommended buying it just because it was it was kind of getting older. But hey, thankfully it's back again, this time equipped with the M3 chip, which is awesome. And if we look at some of these specifications here, the M3 chip is 2 times faster than the iMac with the M1 chip. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, it hasn't been upgraded in 2 years. Like, this is a genuine, like, I can see where there's a bigger reason to upgrade versus upgrading yearly, right? Because we're kind of at the point now where upgrading yearly is not really that necessary, just because things are upgraded so slowly. If we look back at the thing here, it says a 2 times faster than the most popular Intel-based 27-inch iMac models. And so, you know, that's talking about the iMacs before the M1 chip, right? So 2.5 times faster than that, which is awesome. And then up to 4 times faster than the most powerful Intel-based 21.5-inch iMac model. So even older iMac, kind of odd that they're comparing this one to such old ones. But you know, I guess whatever gets those numbers up higher. But yeah, you can see overall pretty high. So it is just the M3 chip. There's no M3 Pro or M3 Max chips that you can actually get equipped here. But I mean, you know, again, it's the iMac. Like, you're not, like, if you wanted these processors, you could get a MacBook Pro or something else like that, right? All right, here's where my personal opinion kind of comes into play, right? So for those of you who have been living under a rock, Apple's been transitioning to USB-C. I mean, they've had it in their iPads for a while, in their MacBooks for even longer. But yeah, we're finally getting to USB-C on the iPhone 15, which, you know, that's awesome. We expected it to happen, but that's awesome. Yeah, and then they've switched pretty much everything else. They released USB-C Apple Pencil, which was not expected. If you guys want a video on that, I'll cover that too. That's a wild piece of technology, and not wild in the way that you think. But yeah, so USB-C, we all thought that they would release new accessories, right? Like new USB-C accessories to go with finishing the transition to USB-C. Well, no, they didn't. They are leaving the exact same accessories as before. No revamped Magic Mouse, you know, because it's terrible right now, right? It's so flat, it's so hard to use, and the charger's on the bottom. I don't like it. I understand where Apple's coming from, but I don't like it. But yeah, there's nothing new. No Magic Mouse, no Magic Keyboard attachments. Like, they're all the exact same, which is really weird. I really thought they would have switched that by now, but I guess maybe that's something coming in the future. I don't really know what Apple's plan is, so we'll just have to see where that goes. All right, and then lastly here, let's talk about the price, right? So this computer starts at $1,299, which is pretty understandable, right? Like, that's not a bad price. And so, you know, you can spec it up from there, doing some different things, but, you know, that's the base price, right? And then lastly, like, why is it here? And should you buy it, right? So this isn't one of those pro setups, right? This isn't something that you're going to be, like, this isn't the same person that's buying a MacBook Pro with like the M3 Max chip is not going to be buying this to use for the same purpose, right? Like, that's just not going to happen. You know, this is much more of a family computer. Like, this thing is designed to kind of sit, this is kind of like what Marques Brownlee said, but it's kind of designed to just sit in a corner and blend in with the wall and just be something that it looks cool, it's nice to look at, and it's easy to use, right? It's for your average family. And so it's not something that's super pro that's going to be used a ton by professionals, in quotations there. Yeah, so it's more of a family type computer, more of just a use whenever you feel like a computer, not necessarily a pro type computer. Yeah, so that's really what its design is, right? Should you buy it? Well, yeah, here's the thing. So it depends on what you're looking for. Like I said, like if you just want a new iMac, say you just like buying the latest and greatest tech, right? Sure, go ahead. Say you're someone working, you need something relatively powerful with a newish chip, and you're not going to be like editing like movies on there or anything, right? Like, yeah, go with the iMac. Now, if you're someone who would need more power, like you're editing big movies or creating things with large graphics, creating games, playing a lot of games, that's not really where this device is going to shine, right? Like, yeah, you can use it for that stuff, but you're going to get a much better experience using a different type of device. So in that scenario, I wouldn't recommend buying this. Am I going to buy one? Probably not. I do think they're cool though. Honestly, that it would fit pretty much everything I really need per se. But yeah, so I mean, that's really about it, guys. You know, I try my best here. It's always harder to make these types of videos when you don't have the product in hand. But I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, as it helps me out an absolute ton. And yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see y'all in the next one. So yeah, bye guys.